Woo! Wake up, everybody. What's up? Y'all know what time it is. Yes, you know what time it is. You know what time it ain't. It ain't yesterday. It ain't tomorrow. It's right now, baby. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy y'all here with me on this beautiful day. It is Wednesday, and y'all know I like to say it's Big Wednesday, baby. It's Big Wednesday. I love Big Wednesday. Some people see it as hump day. I see it as Wednesday. I see it as the best day that ever existed. You only got today. You don't got yesterday. You don't got tomorrow. You only got right now. So that's all we can really worry about. That's all we can control. And that's all we about to work with is today. So anyways, top of the morning, if it's your first time listening, I know it ain't. You only know about this if you're somebody. But if it's your first time listening, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're a newcomer, you have decided to raise your level of consciousness by listening to this show. You have decided that you are an above average person by listening to this show. Just by listening to this show specifically, you have separated yourself from the average human being. Congratulations, you made it to the other side. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. So anyways, I gotta say good morning to my people in the chat. First and foremost, I see Erica's in the chat. Top of the morning too, she says happy Big Wednesday. She know all about Big Wednesday. It's Big Wednesday, baby. It's Big Wednesday. And for all those who are going to fall into the chat, we'll talk to you later. But today is a very special day. More special than any other Wednesdays. It's a Big Wednesday, so every day is special. But I love how every Wednesday is different. I have my firstborn in the studio with me right now. She don't have school today. So today we're actually about to go to Six Flags. Immediately leaving the show, we're going to Six Flags. So she's sitting in on the show right now, and she's actually on mic. She wants to say something. So go ahead. She wanted to say hi, everybody. So she has her birthday is next week, but we're celebrating today because she's gonna be in school next Wednesday. So next Wednesday is another Big Wednesday for her, isn't it? It's gonna be a good day. So Big Wednesday for myself, Big Wednesday for Peyton. And it's a Big Wednesday for y'all. So nonetheless, we're going to hop into what we came to do. And what we came to do was specifically talk about Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is tomorrow. You excited for Thanksgiving, Peyton?
Yeah.
You about to eat, ain't you? Yeah. So everybody about to eat tomorrow. So I want to talk about specifically because we're in the thought of Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving always makes you think about thinking about being thankful and about giving to others. I hope you start thinking about giving to others, and also about taking. You know, someone taught me a valuable lesson a few years ago. They said, Keith, if you're going to be a good giver, you have to learn to be a good taker. I'm going to get deep. It's going to get deep today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, it's only one way to go, and that's all the way. So anyways, you have to be a good taker as you are a good giver. But which one are you? Now, there are some people who are really, really good takers, and we don't really like those people who just take too often, right? Because sometimes if you are too good of a taker, you're not as good as a giver. But it's a specific moment in which you are a person that gives a lot. And chances are, if you listen to this show, you are one of those extraordinary givers. You like to see other people succeed. You like to put other people on. You like to make other people feel bigger than they are. You like to inspire those around. You like to give life to where it isn't. You're just that type of person. That's why you're here listening to the show regardless. But being a good giver, it actually is a selfish act. Now, I'm about to shake things up because I had to learn this, and I'm sharing this with y'all so y'all can take this and y'all can build on y'all character with this information I'm sharing with you. So I realized that a lot of times I give. Sometimes, it used to be a lot of times. I give out of the selfishness. I give out of the selfishness. That was a tongue twister. Out of the selfishness. Man, thanks, Peyton. Now I appreciate it. See, she got to break it down. Of wanting to feel good about giving. So it's still a selfish act. It's still something I'm doing for myself. I'm giving because I like the way it feels. I'm not giving because I like the way they feel. I'm not giving because I just want to literally give. I give because I like the way it makes me feel when I give. Wow. So it's still a selfish act. I realized, I'm still giving with the emotional attachment to it. I want to feel like I did my part. I'm not giving just to give. I'm giving because I want to feel a certain way. And I only recognize that because when people try to give me things, I'll say, no. Please don't give me, I don't want anything. No, please don't give me anything. And I realized the reason why I was doing that because I didn't get the fulfillment of what it was when I gave somebody else something. So it's hard for me to take because it doesn't get the same fulfillment. But I realized what I was doing was robbing others of the feeling that they get when they give. The same feeling I get when I give, they get that same feeling when they give. And if you don't allow them to get that, if you don't become a good taker, you actually become selfish again and steal that moment away from them. It's huge, it's powerful. You gotta think about this. It's deep, ladies and gentlemen. It's deep. Much deeper than the average person can really understand. They may say, I don't know what he's talking about. This show is not for you. But being a good taker, being a good receiver, when someone gives you a gift, just genuinely say, thank you for giving this to me. And I'm going to take it. And I'm going to use it. I'm going to appreciate it. I know you're not giving it to me because I need it. You're giving it to me because you want to be a good giver too. And I'm going to tell you, if people are always giving you things, and I had to realize this, you have to become a good taker. People were always giving me things because I give so much. Like, people don't give you things. If people are not offering you nothing, if people are not always coming to you or offering to buy you a meal, always offering you things, that means you're not a good giver. It's crazy how it works. They say, give and you shall receive. So you have to be a good receiver. If you're giving out blessings and you're not a good receiver, that means that you are not receiving the blessings that you're supposed to have. Because you're not a good taker. Your opportunity shows up and you don't take them because you're not a good taker. You got to learn how to receive just as much as you got to learn how to give. I'm telling you. Because we're in a season of giving, that means that it's not about you giving, it's also about you receiving. So you got to learn how to do that. Don't be the person that says, no, I don't need nothing. Now, the hardest thing to figure out is, and I'm going to share this with you because my mentor shared this with me. My mentor said, Keith, what do you give a person that has everything? Listen, I'm about to change some lives with this one right here. What do you give a person that already has everything? What do you give them, Peyton?
Love.
I love that answer. You give them love. You give them love. As my mentor would say, what do you give the person that has everything? You get them something. That's it. You don't try to impress, you just give them something. You show them love. Just show people love. You know what it is to just send somebody $15, $20 and be like, hey, just lunch on me today. They can be the richest person in the world. They can be the richest person in the world, but just the gesture. I'm telling you, you're gonna receive so much more on it. I got me and my friends do it all the time. We done send each other so much back and forth stuff. We don't even know. And so it's crazy because when you give, I mean, it's just, listen, man. I was just having this conversation with Peyton. Actually, I'm glad she's here because she can actually vouch for this real conversation I was having with my daughter about homeless people. And she was telling me her concerns about them. And I was sharing with her, you know that homeless people are some of the most generous people in the world. No BS. Many stories I've heard or have witnessed or experienced about and seen the homeless people who seem like they need the most, giving the most. And you need something, you want something. I remember, Peyton remembers this too. We were at a 7-Eleven one night. And of course, my generosity kicked in. I walked out of the 7-Eleven. And I remember telling the lady, I said, would you like me to buy you some food? Because she was in the trash can. You remember this, Peyton?
Yeah.
And what we had just thrown away the rest of your food. Panda Express. We threw that in the trash can. When I walked out, I said, hey, would you like me to buy you something to eat? She said, no, thank you, sir. I just ate. And she opened up the Panda Express that we just threw away. And and what did she do? She offered her some. She said, would you like some? So check this out. In that moment, that person, that homeless person who seems to be in need the most, which I was trying to give something to, was trying to give me something. Something. She knew I was in a better situation. I had the car. That was my food she was eating, but she still offered. What a beautiful soul that was. What a beautiful moment. I got to share with Peyton and explaining that. So that's generosity right there. It ain't about trying to get somebody everything. It's about just trying to show them what, Peyton?
Love.
That's it. That's it. That's all. So I'm gonna jump to the chat because some people talking to you. So we gonna jump in the chat. And y'all know before I jump in the chat, y'all know I never have guests on my show, but I'm not gonna say never, but in the past I did, but of course I cut that whole thing off because I wanted to go in a new direction. I loved my experience with it, but now we got Peyton here, and she's probably the only person ever holding the mic in a long time outside of myself, and I'm happy to share this moment with her. But let's go to the chat, Peyton. We want to see what people are talking about.
This is the first time I've ever been on someone's show.
No, you've been on my old show. You never been on Top of the Morning. You got a point there. Yeah, she was. We were just talking about how she was there in the basement, and I was showing her this sign in Studio One, and she was maybe 2 or 3 years old, and it was the first good news sign we ever had. Like, it was never a good news sign prior to that. And she gifted that to me on Father's Day. She don't even remember this, which is crazy. And I was like, you see that sign right there? And she was like, oh, who made that? And I was like, you made that. She's like, did I? I was like, yeah, that was the first sign I ever had at the basement. And it's right here, where it's supposed to be. So anyways, let's go through these chats, man. Erica says, happy Big Wednesday. She says, hi, Peyton. Hope I spelled it correctly. You was close. It's PAITYN. There you go.
Everybody spells it like that, so you're not the first person.
Nah, it's all good, but it's all love though, She says hi. She says hi. You can read the chat. Erica, she's talking about that's her. She says she's a giver. She's a huge giver. She always wants to give things. You always see Dad want to give things. Peyton is a big giver too.
Except for people that are mean to me.
Well, you got to give to them too, though. Even if people are mean to you, you don't change who you are. You see what I'm saying? You never change who you are for somebody else's actions. You be who you supposed to be. If you want to be a giver, you be a giver no matter what. You say, hey, listen, man, I know you're talking crazy, but I'm gonna leave this here. I'm still gonna give it to you, because that's giving it without being selfish.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how we want to live. Uno says, I'm out here giving like people pass and go on Monopoly, collecting 200. Hey, sometimes it be like that, man. But when you give, it comes back tenfold. So don't even stress. You already know it. He said, when I'm giving, I know I'm giving. I got the privilege to do so. When I'm giving, I know I believe in something and someone is doing, or the cause at hand. My brother Troy's in the comments, man. Top of the morning to you, brother Troy. I appreciate you so much for tuning in. He said facts, talking about you got to be a good receiver. You're just now tuning in. I'm talking the whole purpose of the show is being a good taker. The whole idea of what we're talking about today is being a good receiver. When you're a good receiver, you'll be a much better giver anyways. Listen to what I'm saying. If you learn how to receive the blessings, you also know how to give them and deliver them. I guarantee you that everybody on this show, everybody listening to the show has given. Everybody on this show has given something to somebody and has put other people in position, have probably been in the most selfless moments that exist and exude that energy. I bet you probably the person that people call on for advice. I guarantee you probably the person that people say, look, man, what do you think about this situation? It could be about something that you're not even in. It could be, you could be single, and it could be about a relationship because they trust who you are. So being a good giver of advice, also being a good receiver of advice. It goes it spreads out. It spreads out. I had to learn how to receive advice as well. I had to learn how to receive conversations as well. Even when it may be something that I don't agree with at the moment. When I take the conversation, I know that, okay, there was 50% of that I probably disagree with, but I got to focus on the 50% of that was supposed to be for me. It's not always, it don't come in all one package. Things come in pieces and you put them together. I'm going to say it again. Success, life, nothing comes in a package. It comes in pieces and you got to put it together. So being a good receiver, if you giving that good advice, you got to be able to take it. If you giving out criticism and people are asking you for the criticism, for your honest opinion, you got to be ready to receive those honest opinions. And shout out to the people in your circle who will give you those honest opinions from the jump. Sometimes you don't even got to ask them. I love those friends. I got friends that I never got to ask, but they know when to give me their opinion. And I give them the open invitation. I say, anytime you got some advice for me, you give it to me. I grant you permission because I trust you. I want to be a better receiver of advice. So please start giving me more. I want to be more open to ideas. So I want to be better at correcting myself, but I don't see myself. So I need you. I need you to advise me because you're looking from a different perspective. I'm locked into what I'm doing. I need somebody to watch my back and tell me the things that I'm not seeing. You got an open invitation to criticize me, please. I need it. Tell me where I can get better. Because maybe what you're giving to me, maybe I can't do it now, but wow. That's a great idea for next year. I'm going to hold on to that. Thank you. Jump back to the chat.
Dad, you missed
Ask me about my skin. That's Erica. Yeah, no, we about to go through them right now.
No.
Uno.
No, up.
Going
up. No, down. No.
I got it. I see what you said. So we right here. So Uno says, he said, and I got the small philosophy that if I give enough one day, or just move. One day, if I give enough one day, I'll get back all. I'll get it back. All
in major.
Yeah, I'll get it back bigger. He said, hopefully that day I get married, it'll bring my wife all the gifts from me giving. Hey, and if you manifest that, bro, man, listen, you're going to get what you order. That's what I do know about this life, that you're going to get what you order. You're only going to hit the targets you're aiming at, for sure. You're not going to hit a different, if you're not aiming at that target, you're not going to hit it. If you're aiming at it, the chances are high.
Can I read that one?
Go ahead.
The crazy part is when I give, I don't expect to get it back. And that wows many people, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. It's when you're giving and you don't expect to get it back. What are you giving for? Are you giving for somebody to be in debt with you? Or are you giving for somebody to just because you want to just be the generous person you are?
Giving somebody because you love them, or you're giving somebody because you're a nice person or generous, or you're giving something to somebody in need.
That's right.
Or want.
That's right.
By Christmas.
That's right. That's right. You should be giving, not expecting nothing back. But it's hard for us to do that because the expectation is we're supposed to get something.
Because sometimes people don't think it's fair.
So how would you feel about if you didn't get nothing for Christmas?
I would feel mad.
See, that's what I'm saying. Because the expectation of receiving. But it's about giving, right?
I've done a lot for that person.
And you feel like they owe you something, which is, once again, I go back at the beginning of the show. Most of us are giving for our own feelings.
Yeah.
You feel like I've been giving you so much, I should be getting something in return. That's not the right reason to give. That's not the right reason.
You're nice and you're generous.
That's the only reason.
And there's a saying that my teacher told me, and it was two is better than one.
Okay, so in reference to what?
It means you should always have someone to be with you and be with you so you won't feel alone when you do things.
Yeah, you know what I call those? I call those business partners. I call those running mates. As my mentors to tell me, running mates. You run faster when you take people with you. You go further when you take people with you. Well, they say you go faster alone, but you go further together. I think you go faster and further when you got people with you.
Sometimes you want to be by yourself, but most of the time you should never feel alone and have someone to do that thing with you. Say, like, if you're taking a bunch of Christmas gifts up, 2 packages is better than 1. So you should always ask somebody to help you so it would be easier and faster. For instance, 4 hands instead of 2 to help you, like, get the packages up the stairs or whatever.
So I'm gonna tell y'all what she telling y'all. All y'all solopreneurs out there, all the people who's trying to do all the business by themselves, everybody who don't want to, work with a team and build a team, and you trying to be everywhere every time alone, you tripping.
Like, it's
You
good.
better get you a team. You better get you some people working with you.
It's good being independent, but sometimes when you get too independent, you'll start to, like, break down and you'll need to get back up, but you can get back up with someone
That's
to
right.
help you.
That's right. You're 100% correct.
So you should never be, it's a good thing, but you should never be too independent, because it's good to be independent, but not too independent, because then you're going to start pushing yourself, and then the next day, say you're at the gym and you work too hard and nobody helped you training. The next day you're going to be sore and you're going to wish you were independent.
Yeah. You're going to wish somebody had helped you.
Yeah, you're going to wish that you got professional training instead of just going on the treadmill for every day.
Right. If you're going to do it, you got to do it right.
It's just like being too competitive. You can be competitive, but not too competitive.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're going, man. I see what you're doing. You want to read some of these comments?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So we got Erica's in the chat. She said, yes, just last night, a man was so persistent about giving me his EBT card. He was literally begging me without words. He said,
that's a nice thing to do.
Isn't it? He said he walked me out to Jack in the Box where he was, toward my car, still trying to give me his card. He said, I was a little bit more nervous, but as I was leaving, I realized he just really wanted to give. Lanice is in the chat. Top of the morning. Lanice said, that's so beautiful. That's love. Giving feels really good.
Can I read a couple?
Yeah, read this one right here.
So.
She said,
what?
You got to be fast. Yeah, the chat be moving. You got to get on it. Come on now.
The man was homeless.
Yeah, so he was homeless. Think about that.
So sometimes I get scared of homeless people because, especially kind of where I live with my dad, we live kind of by the beach, and there's a lot of homeless people on the beach. So there's a lot of homeless people in our area, and when we walk, sometimes I get uncomfortable because it's homeless people, and sometimes I'm mostly uncomfortable with homeless people that are men.
Well, I mean, I understand.
But no offense, but I mean, women aren't that, like, they're women.
Well, you got to be careful about everybody. But I do understand what you're saying.
But, like, men are more...
yeah, typically and naturally, they're stronger, and more aggressive. So, I understand what you're saying.
One time, me and my mom were walking we were driving to McDonald's, and we had to stop by Panda Express to get some food, and then we saw a homeless man, and he didn't have any clothes on. He just had a blanket over him.
Well, there are people that are homeless for different reasons.
And then my mom pulled me to the other side. But sometimes I want to give homeless people things. Like one time I gave up my food to give that homeless person it. But I didn't. Like, I asked my mom if I can give my food to that person. My mom said yeah. But mostly my mom doesn't really like helping homeless people.
Well,
every time I ask her if I can help them, she says no.
Well, everybody has a different philosophy. You know what I mean? So, there's no right or wrong way to do it. But what I will tell you, because I don't help out every homeless person.
I only help out some homeless people.
Yeah, I can't sit here and say I help. I'm not even gonna lie like that. So, I don't help out every homeless person, but there's moments in which I do. And those moments when I can, and when sometimes I'm feeling more generous than other times.
Sometimes, like, I hope I see a homeless kid so that I can help them more. Like, say,
Well, we hope we don't see a homeless kid,
well,
but I know
well,
what you're saying.
say there's a homeless kid, and then she was asking for help, and no one answered, which mostly people do.
Mhm.
They just ignore her. I would have gone up to her and I would have asked her, "Do you want to come with me so you can get like freshen up, and then maybe we can go to like the adoption center or whatever, and like find your parents."
Right. You
And if
want to
your
help?
parents didn't want you, then maybe we can adopt you.
Okay.
But I would mostly help a kid instead of adult, because
No, I understand. See, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Peyton. I understand. You my kid. I understand where you're coming from. So, but we want to think about too, not just homeless people, but just people you know and love. We want to make sure that we giving to them,
Yeah.
because those are the people that we're the closest to. Those are people that we can affect the most.
Like my
Like your
mom
mom?
said that like some homeless people were really rich in the past, but they couldn't do it anymore, so they had to back down on everything and give up everything.
Well,
Some homeless people are actually rich. There's some homeless people are famous, but they're
Well-
not famous anymore.
Well, some people prefer to be homeless. So it's not about money. For a lot of things, it's not about money.
I'm not sure why people want to be homeless. I feel like reasons for like kids and teenagers, they do like bad things or like sneak out, and their parents don't want them in the house anymore. Or the adults, they just don't want to pay rent, or they just don't want to go through everything. They just want to be free with nobody telling them anything.
Yeah, and sometimes
But
it's like that.
sometimes it's not really easy, because you can choose, and you choose the more of worst thing, because I mean, you wouldn't want to live in a tent all your life.
You don't know who people want to do whatever they want to do. So one thing we're not gonna do, and we're gonna move on from this. One thing we're not gonna do is we're gonna judge people. We're not gonna say what you wouldn't want to do, what they want. Everybody got their own path. And when you walk your path, you don't worry about nobody else's path. You worry about each moment. You worry about each moment, and that's it. You worry about each moment that you live in and what you can do. You don't worry about what they gonna do. You don't worry about what somebody else gonna do. You focus on your journey. You focus on your path and being who you want to be. And when you want to be a generous person, it don't matter what life or path they walking. You be a generous person to another human being. There's no other reason. There's nothing else to talk about when it comes to that. You give because you want to be who you want to be, and who you want to be is a generous, nice individual. So you be that regardless of who's on the other side and receiving, that nice act of you. So that's what we want to think about. So,
like how you said, you should never judge people before you get to know them. You should know their story, and then you can
Yes.
judge off of that.
I always tell you that. Yes, you got to get to know people's story before you make a decision.
Yeah.
100%. So before we get out of here, Peyton, we was talking about giving and we're talking about taking. You tell me something. You tell me, what are you going to do, this holiday season to be a better giver?
To be a better giver, I would probably give homeless people more things.
Okay.
And I would maybe watch out for who I'm giving to, because fortunately some people don't want anything.
Hey, that's a bar right there. Jesus. Woo. Hey. Woo. Hey, but listen, hey, that's a bar. Some people don't want nothing.
They just wanna, but then
But
it's still
it goes back to what we talked about at the beginning. If they don't want anything, what do you give them?
kindness or love.
Love. That's it. That's all people really want. People can never get enough of that. So last question. What are you gonna do to be a better receiver?
I'm gonna do to be a better receiver. I'm gonna definitely start giving more, and I'm gonna not expect anything back. And I'm gonna start just like one day. I kind of wanna
Well, think about it. Just
Right.
I want you to think about. Look at that. That's a hard question. Nobody probably ever
One
asked you that
day-
question.
one day I'm gonna definitely try and help more people out. Like I kind of want to be a doctor and work at like a kid's hospital so
Yeah.
I can help kids because I really like helping kids and I feel bad for them sometimes.
Yeah.
But I really like helping kids more of adults. So I definitely am probably going to work for a kids children's hospital because
I like that. Hey, I'm with you. If that's what you want to do, I'm with that.
if I
But
ever,
look, you got to answer the question real quick because we got to end the show.
Yeah.
So in short form, what are you going to do to be, when people give you things, how are you going to receive gifts better?
how I'm going to act?
Just what are you going to do to receive gifts when people give you things? What are you going to do?
How I'm going to feel like, thank you so much and stuff like that.
Okay.
And then I'm going to be like, and then like say if they say, oh, I have to owe you, and I'll say, no, it's fine, like you don't have to, but they won't take no for an answer, so I'll just take it.
Exactly.
Like one of my best friends, I did her nails one time, and she said should pay me $5, and I said she didn't have to, and she wouldn't take no for an answer.
Right. And because
But
she
that's
wants
me
to.
being kind.
Yeah, and then when somebody want to pay you, next time just be like, oh, you don't have to, but thank you, I'll take it, because you want them to feel good about what they're doing as well, right? And if they don't pay you, you don't give them a chance to feel good. Like you feel good when you give people things. So all in all, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I definitely did. This is definitely a new experience for me, a new experience for y'all. I'm happy to share it with you. Reading some of these comments. Yeah, Peyton definitely stole the show. Y'all see why she is my child nonetheless. My cousin was in the chat. Philip is in the chat. My cousin Philip. He said if you want something, give it. Well, that's a bar right there. If you want something, give it. And also, he said he's scared of homeless people too. So you ain't by yourself, Peyton. But nevertheless, I thank y'all so much. It's been a good morning. Jazz, I see you out there. The team is coming. It better be. It better be you, because I think it is too. So I'm with you. Oh, that's it. So we get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all gonna enjoy y'all big Wednesday. I'm about to enjoy my big Wednesday. We about to enjoy ourselves at Six Flags, right?
Yes, and I'm gonna have a big funnel cake.
Oh yeah, all right. We're gonna see. Yeah, she gonna eat 2 pieces of funnel cake, and it's gonna be Dad's funnel cake. Y'all know how I go.
No.
I'm the parent in the situation. So all right, y'all. Much love. We'll be back, about to have fun. Enjoy y'all turkey. They say don't eat too much. I say eat how much you want to. So what? How often do you eat turkey? Yeah,
It's a holiday.
And how often do you really eat turkey? Like, come on now. Like maybe on sandwiches,
I'm
but
a chicken person.
yeah,
so.
you know. Anyways, y'all enjoy it. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the days off. Enjoy whatever is going to come for this weekend. And y'all know what it is. Enjoy every life like it's your last, because it just might be your last Thanksgiving. So make sure you be a good receiver,
Yes.
as you are a good giver. We'll see y'all Monday, and we out. Hey.